So I thought I'd record this video for everybody who they may not have been on the forums, or maybe they're on the forums, but they're not inclined to install UDK and test out Goose's new map that he's been working on. For anybody who doesn't know Goose, he is someone on the forums that has been has been messing around with maps, and has actually been doing some really cool things with this map in particular. Visually, it looks great. Also, the landscape is pretty much amazing on it. And for anybody who wants to know his exact forum name, it's GTW Goose. But anyhow, for this video, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to be exploring the map and showing everybody what's going on with it, because this is by far the best map that's been seen with Project Freefall so far. But anyhow, I mean, that's the point of this. And for anybody who's actually interested in playing the map, but they don't want to go through UDK and all that fun, I am going to release another tech demo that the entire thing will just be this map. The only other addition that there might be is there might be jetpack sounds. There also might be wind sounds, because I do have to actually implement those now. And when I tend to implement something of one type, I tend to implement everything of that one type. Kind of is it'll be kind of a sound orgasm probably. But anyhow, this map is actually really big, and so I'm pretty much just going to try and explore as much as I can while making the video still relatively short. So anyhow, I mean, one thing to pay attention here is the landscape. It's nice. I mean, there's really nothing else to describe it with. It's really nice landscape. This is the kind of ski landscape that I really have desired, actually. I really don't like rolling hills, easy skiing, or not even really relatively easy skiing, because this isn't that difficult to ski on at all. And this is coming from someone who does a lot of skiing, so anybody who's not familiar with it, it probably is extremely difficult. I don't know. But it's not overly difficult or particularly difficult at all in that matter. It's very complex, and so it gives you a lot of, you're going to lose sight of people as you're chasing them. There's going to be a lot of your ability to use just physical stealth by blocking your people's ability to actually see you on your approach. So I figure while we're here at the blue base, I will take a peek, show you guys around. These bases are they're very interesting in that they look actually pretty good for strategic gameplay. And when I say strategic gameplay, I mean game types that follow the traditional tribe-style gameplay, where you have classes like light, medium, heavy with loadouts, and then you have deployables in that matter. And the reason I think it follows that a lot is because you've got this huge open space right here. I should apologize for the wandering on the microphone. My feet are extremely cold. But on with going with things. It's the inside of the map is quite cool. My only thing worth pointing out is the flag at the moment. I don't know his exact plans for the map, but the flag at the moment is extremely exposed. And because there's no strategic gameplay mode at the moment, protecting the flag as it is right now, I think, will probably be pretty much impossible. So this map, by the looks of it, just because of the flags, it looks like it'll be one of those maps or games that both teams, they constantly have the enemy flag. It's just a matter of returning their own, which can be interesting in its own right. But the nice thing about this map is it is very it's a very good base for anything, in all honesty. It's one of those things where I think I'll probably talk with Goose, but I think what's going to happen is I'm going to, no matter how this progresses, there's just going to be a terrain version of this map for people to mess around with, because this is one of those maps that you could have several different types or game types on, and they would, you could just have them. And it would just be this giant map, because that's really what this is. It's just a giant. Oh, there's a little brush arrow there. But anyhow, I'll finish up exploring the map or the bases here. This is another reason why I think this is designed with the classical strategic in mind, is because you got rooms like this and such. really what decides things will be... What is this room? Way out of this room? I don't think there is. But what decides things really will be the flag placement. Because if the flag is put indoors, it'll follow a lot more traditional arcade gameplay. Or even if it's, I mean, not necessarily put indoors, but if it's just set up in such a way so it's not so open. Because effectively, you've got...
Blue flag taken.
Pretty much you have, like, I don't know, probably about 300 degrees of access. And so it's going to be very difficult to protect is all. But now that I have the flag, I guess I will explore the rest of the map. Go up to that tower first. And then we'll finish things off. I'll cap the flag at the other base and go over things. And this is a non-mirrored map, if I remember things correctly. And I honestly don't think that'll be a problem. Especially, there are a couple of game types that they're not implemented yet. But I think we'll really get rid of the the whole idea that asymmetric maps are bad type deal, and it's just changing the way things behave. Oh, hey, that's actually steep enough to where I can't walk. One of them I can say outright because it's a simple modification. But one thing I do want to test is CTF, where it's single flag CTF, and the whole idea is you have to take the flag to the enemy base, and then you have to return it to your own for a score. And the reason, whoa, that was interesting. The reason for that specific kind of mechanic is if you have to do a there and back trip, it will largely eliminate a lot of issues that come up through map asymmetry, just because you have to traverse in both directions. It won't completely get rid of it, but it'll largely mitigate any of the issues that crop up. But anyhow, whoa, hello, I'm a little high. All right. So, I mean, that's the other thing. It's just worth... I'll try not to be as jittery as I can be sometimes, just to show off how nice looking this map is. I mean, it's... when I say nice looking, I mean, it does visually, it looks pretty nice as well, but at the same time, because skiing's in this game, and you're looking around at all this stuff, all I'm seeing is skiing fun. I mean, that's just the definition of what fun skiing is. This map definitely has. Here's another area. Before I go into it, I'll kind of look into it. And you can see these parallel ridges here that run along here. They give a lot of options as far as chasing and routes go. I mean, there's the base over there. I mean, even if you do a just straight as the crow flies, base to base, it's still a long flag run. Just due to how mechanics work, I think the minimum flag cap time probably would be, I don't know, 15 seconds, something along those lines. And that's just using what I know as far as there are limits on, like there's drag and such like that comes into play at high velocities. But anyhow, I'm going to go up to the top of that hill over there. Or actually, I think I'm going to scoot over down into this area. I haven't even remotely explored all of this map. It's huge. But I've explored a fair bit of it. Enough to know that it's very fun to ski on. The only issue is the falling damage isn't enough. Or rather, it doesn't kick in soon enough, in my opinion. Because I've done some landings where it really seems like we should have taken damage. And no, the wind you're hearing right now, that's not from me traveling. That's actually ambient wind noise that users put into this map, which that's another thing I like a lot of this map, is that it's got noise, like ambient, which that does a lot. And the other thing you'll notice as depending on where you are, you can notice that the sand color kind of, it shifts. I mean, you can when I cap the flag here, I'll pause so you guys can take a look at it. Oh. Ah. There we go.
Red team takes the lead.
Well, there we go. You can kind of see how it does it's a very subtle color shift, but at the same time it's very nice. It keeps things fresh. It's not static. And it's actually nice that he got it working, because he was mentioning that he wanted to work on it, and at the time I couldn't really help with it, so I linked him a bunch of stuff. It's awesome that he figured it out. But anyhow, that's it for this video. And as I said, for anybody interested, I will be releasing a tech demo that has this map in the near future. And if you have any questions or comments about the map, definitely hop on the forums, drop Goose a line, hop into his thread or something along those lines. If you have any comments that I can answer, you can, of course, as usual, put them in the YouTube comments page or hop on the forums. That's it for this video, and I hope you liked the map. Thank you, Goose.